Hey guys, I'm back again with another video for you. This is going to be kind of a quick video. This is basically an addendum to the Mandalorian Leather set video that I have. I guess I'll call this my leather set Mark II, kind of in the spirit of Iron Man. But I just wanted to go over just a couple of changes that I've made to the Mandalorian set, which is not, like I said, it's really just a couple. And also want to show the new leather sleeve, leg sleeve that I've started making finally. You guys have been asking me that for a while, so I finally dug in and got a version that I like. And I realized in the last video I never showed the Shin Wraps. So I'm going to go over those real quick today. But first, as far as the leather set, really the main thing that I changed on this in the last year is that mainly the buckle, the two screws, I was using in the early pictures of the belt. It looked like they were Phillips head screws. Come to find out they weren't. They were like a hex head type of screw, so I ended up changing that. The main buckle size, all that stuff, still exactly the same. It's just the connection or the head type. Ended up changing that. But the main thing that I've changed on this is the pouch here. Now, this pouch is still pretty much the same size as the one I made before. However, we ended up finding out that there was no stitching on this pouch. So I wanted to correct that, and of course, in the spirit of all my stuff, try to make it as accurate as possible. So I ended up making this pouch to where it's no longer stitched together. And also, what we ended up finding out was there's two engraved lines on the bottom, which hopefully you can see that in the picture. I'll see if I can bring the camera a little closer. But there's two lines carved in the bottom of the pouch, and then there's one going along the top. So I have changed that to where that pouch is accurate now. It still has a bottom, so you can still put something small in it, but there is no stitching. It's actually connected together in the back by rivets, so it's still sturdy. You just don't see any stitching. So that's great. And really that's and the other small change that I've made is my gun holster. Just has an extra layer of stitching along the top here. So just small detail, but again, want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. So those are just the small things that I've had to change. Other than that, everything else has stayed the same on my set. I've sold a ton of these throughout the year, and I've seen some amazing costumes that luckily I've been able to be a part of, where people have bought my leather and included it in their set. So that makes me really happy seeing that type of stuff. But anyway, so this is still up in my Etsy shop. So, but I'm going to move that out of the way for the moment. And move over my leg sleeve there and my wraps. Now, the Shin Wraps, I have not changed those. I just realized after I did my video last year, I never actually showed them. So I'm going to go through them. And this is the, I guess I call it the left leg pouch wrap. It does have a small pouch on it. It is functional, but I don't know what you put in it. But if you do want to put something in it, it is functional. This is a combination of dark brown, medium brown, and then both dark brown and natural sewing, stitching colors. Pull that a little closer there. All of these just overlap and Velcro in the back. Of course, this is the one that goes around this leg, so like that. Now, then there's the right-legged cylinder wrap. Now, of course, this one goes around the armor on the right leg. Again, Velcro's in the back. This one also is a combination of dark brown and medium brown leather, and then the loops. Now, of course, I went over this in my last video, but all of my loops, accessory spots, all that stuff is made for Treywick Designs accessories. So I've worked with Chad with Treywick Design for years. To me, his stuff is always dead on accurate. So his is what I always go with to fit. So I think other people's will fit in some of these, but if you want to guarantee it, go with his stuff, because I know it was made to fit all of my leather. Anyway, so there's that. Now, as a side note, I get people when I send measuring instructions all the time, try to buy the leather before they buy the armor or other items, which that's fine, of course, I don't mind. I welcome the business. But this left leg wrap, it's easy to measure for even if you don't have your full costume, because there's not much on the left leg. It's just, the flight suit, this leather wrap, and then the shin wrap. So you can put a couple of layers on your leg and measure for this and get an accurate measurement. For the cylinder wrap, since it's going over armor, what I would suggest doing, it really ranges. I mean, in this set right here that I've made, the left leg wrap, I think, is 16 inch, if I remember correctly. This one was 20 inch. So there was a big difference there. So the customer couldn't have just measured for this and then said, we'll make them both 16, because then this wouldn't have fit over their armor. And depending on whose armor you go with, this is always going to be different. So what I would suggest is, if you don't already have your armor, go ahead and pick out who you're going to buy your armor from, and then just ask that maker what the measurement around the circumference of their armor is. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't make everyone custom. They're all just out of a mold. They're one size fits all. So they'll be able to tell you what that measurement is, and then you can give it to me, and I can make sure that fits. But anyway, so that's the two wraps. So move that out of the way, and then I wanted to go over this leg sleeve. That's what I've been calling it, just because I'm trying not to be confusing. Since these are the shin wraps, I didn't want to name this the leg wrap, because I don't know. I'm calling this the leg sleeve. And like I said, I've had people asking me to make this for really a year since I've been making my other set. But I was never happy with the way it turned out until now. So now I've seen a lot of people make this, and they've 3D printed it, molded it. They look okay, but you can tell they're not soft. They just look like solid sleeves, and that's not the way his looks in the show. His moves, you can tell it's leather. So I wanted to make sure that it looked right. His cuffs around the bottom of the boot, it doesn't stop at the top of the boot, which I've seen a lot do. So I really wanted to get this right before I started offering it. So you can actually buy this, one of the few things you can buy by itself in my shop. That way, if you've already bought my other leather set, you can easily just add this. But anyway, so you saw that that wrap goes around the top. This is, I made this a one size fits all. Now, if you recognize these boots, these are the Sketcher boots that they used in the Mandalorian. So I made sure to get a pair of these just so I can make sure that this sat on the boot accurately. So if you also went with those Sketcher boots that are what they use from the show, then this will fit perfectly also. But as you see, it's got the lines going around the bottom just like it does in the show. I used a really soft 2 to 3 ounce leather. It's not because I was trying to be cheap. It's because that is the way his leather looks in the show. You can see it wrinkle at the top. And the way that it you can tell through shooting, it's actually curled up at the bottom throughout, the first and second season, which I just finished the second season. But so I wanted to use a soft leather so that it would have the same look, have the same ripples. And then this cuff, now in the show, I believe this cuff is actually all built in or glued in to this. But again, I'm always having to meet the happy medium between making it look just like the show, but also making it adjustable and fit someone from long distance. Since I can't have you customers come into my store every day to measure you exactly, I had to make sure that this was adjustable. And plus, I'm sure you're going to want to be able to wear this for years to come as you cosplay it. So if anything changes, you have to have this adjustable. So what I did was, in the back, which I was proud, if you look at the back of his, the few spots where they show the back of his leg in the show, where they meet in the back, it also has this curved down effect. So I copied that just to make it look exactly like it does in the show, but this is connected with Velcro. And what that cuff is doing is hiding a leather drawstring. This is looped through, connected, so that once you Velcro this on, you just tie that tie, and it creates the cuff effect of hitting the top of the boot. That was just the best way that I could find to make it hit the exact same way. Let me move that a little closer. So once you tie that and it cuffs it, then of course that covers that tie, and then you're good to go. And then once you put your shin wrap along the top, it has the perfect effect of how it looks on the show. Again, I've been working on this for pretty much the year, finding different ways to try to do it and all that. Finally happy with it. Also, I'll say, besides the Velcro on the back and stitching, that is military Velcro, so it should last for a while. It's not any type of cheapy stuff. But also, what I did was, this is 2 to 3 ounce leather, so it does have that ripple effect. But down at the bottom, I doubled it and stitched it together to where the bottom is thicker than the top, so the bottom doesn't have as much of the crinkling effect at the top as it does on the bottom. And again, that's the way his does in the show. His the bottom lip looks a little more solid than this top section. So I did that just to kind of copy that too. But again, this is dark brown, and this is a tan, which copies what it does in the show. Just as a side note, I forgot to mention earlier, I have started offering either the original armor colors in my leather or the Beskar armor colors in my leather. And basically what that means is his first iteration of his kind of patched together armor, it was different colors and a little lighter brown. So like the majority color over his leather in the first few episodes of the first season was medium brown, but he also had a lot of light browns. He had just a touch of dark browns. So it was a different, even though it's the same gear, it was a different color effect. But when he gets his Beskar armor, his leather goes darker. At that point, the majority color is a dark brown. I don't think there's any light brown at all, and just a few accents of medium brown. So keep that in mind when you're ordering from me, depending on which armor you want to do. And I know you probably want to be like, well, what if I want to do both armors? Well, unfortunately, if you want to be 100% accurate, you'll have to buy 2 sets. But if you do want to do both armors, I would just say go with the first iteration. It looks good on both. But if you're just going to be doing the Beskar armor, definitely go with the Beskar combination, which is the darker color leather, and you'll be good to go. But anyway, again, thanks for watching my video. You guys got any questions? Feel free to put a comment or message me, fanfictionprops@gmail.com. Mostly I'm selling on Etsy now. I actually took down my website because I wasn't getting any traffic. I'm sure I'll have another website up soon, but for the time being, if you got a question, just email me or message me on Etsy. You can also find me on social media, Fanfiction Props on Instagram or Facebook. But anyway, again, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.